What's up, everyone? This is Roar 1200 is awesome. I want to talk about regular shows cancellation and why it got canceled. I know a lot of people have mentioned this before, but I want to talk about it too because I want to get this done real quick. And I'm laughing because it's so funny. It's so funny that this show gets canceled. It's like, it works so hard to fix Cartoon Network, because you know this show got Cartoon Network out of the dark ages, you know? It did really good. And now it did bad. They barely promoted it. They didn't even promote the movie. I mean, you wonder why it got canceled. Sure, the later seasons were mad, but still, it's worth watching. It may not be the best show ever, but why would you do this? I'm gonna tell you why, folks. Because, well, they didn't like the show. I think that's why. And here's what gets me. They aired the series finale at the beginning of 2017. But Uncle Grandpa, the show that didn't do anything for them, their series finale aired in June. That really makes no sense. Regular show ends in January, but not Uncle Grandpa. Here's what should have happened. Regular show should have ended in June. Uncle Grandpa should have ended in January. It would have made more sense, because regular show did a good job. Keeping in mind this was a Stuart Snyder show. He promoted this. He did a good job with this. But when Christina Miller came, she didn't care about the show. She didn't care about it. Yeah, this show was losing ideas. You know, it kind of was. But it did so good. And I don't want to hear, well, it barely had any ratings. If that's what you're going to say, Cartoon Network, well, you're wrong. It did give you ratings. The only reason why the ratings were low is because you barely aired it. I don't want to hear, well, people didn't want to watch it anymore. Liars. You barely aired it. You didn't give a crap about it. It did so good for you guys. I mean, and what confuses me is they don't air it anymore. The only time they would air it is I don't know, guys. When do they usually air it? A few times in a year? I think that's my guess. I don't know. Last year they aired it in October, and then they stopped. I'm like, then why would you air it anyways? I don't know. Makes no logical sense. And it annoys me how they don't air the older episodes. They rather air the newer episodes, not the older ones. The newer episodes. Okay, Cartoon Network, you're not making any sense. Why air the newer episodes? I don't care if you air the newer episodes, but air every single season. Season 1 through 8. Every single one. Why? And it makes no sense how they would never have a marathon. This show never had a marathon. Like, seriously? Because all they focused on was Teen Titans Go. And like I said before, they barely promoted the movie. I mean, the movie of regular show would have did better than the Teen Titans Go movie, which I'll be talking about that later in another video, but we're not going to get into that right now because what's the point? Like I said, makes no sense. I mean, this movie was awesome. It was a great movie. But, nope. They didn't want to air it for some odd reason. There was no trailers. There was no promotions. There was no nothing. Like, are you serious? See, this is why Cartoon Network's ratings are low. This is why Cartoon Network loses their shows, because they barely promote them. I'm not surprised if Steven Universe goes to the same crap. Which I'll be talking about Adventure Time too, because Adventure Time went through the same path. But I'll talk about that in another video. Which I don't get it, like, regular show gets canceled, then Adventure Time and all these other shows that you don't care about. It's kind of odd. And it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Sure, the show wasn't the best, but it was a great show. It was a great show. And it's sad that I got canceled early. It just makes no sense. I mean, aren't you surprised? All these Teen Titans Go marathons took over. What do you expect? Teen Titans Go took over everything. So of course regular show is going to have low ratings. Not because nobody watched it anymore. It's because you didn't air it. Don't make up these excuses. Oh, people barely watched it. The ratings were kind of good for the show. Until a few years later, the ratings have dropped. And it's just really stupid. They treat the show like crap. Gets canceled early. They barely air the older episodes. They don't promote the show. They don't care for the show. I've seen videos of this. Does Cartoon Network hate regular show? And I agree with you YouTubers. I agree with you all. Because you're right. They don't like the show. I don't know why you would not like this show. It was a good show. Is it because it wasn't your number one? I don't care if it wasn't your number one. If that's the reason, then that's stupid. Who cares? I don't care what number it's at. I don't care. Okay? I don't care one bit. You should have aired it still. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. Because, oh, it's not our number one show. I already know that. Because you usually focused on Teen Titans Go. Now you're losing all your shows. But this show, I don't understand. But what if Cartoon Network wanted to bring it back? I'll be like, no, you're not bringing it back. Don't bring it back. Alright? Don't reboot the shit. Because you're just going to make it worse than what happened before. That's my theory. They'll probably reboot the show again, make it even worse than what it already is. I might be lying. Because you know how Cartoon Network is. They like to reboot shows over and over again. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if this show got a reboot. You know, I don't care anymore. I mean, and I don't want to hear people being like, well, watch it on Hulu or Netflix. They don't get that much subscribers as Cartoon Network does. Even though Cartoon Network subscribers are pretty low nowadays, which you wonder why. But we'll talk about that later in another video. But regular show got canceled because they didn't like the show, they didn't want to promote it, they treated it like garbage. It makes no sense how they would air it in October and then stop airing it again. Are they gonna do it again? Like, just stop doing that. Air it more often. Marathon it. It got you out of the dark ages. Okay? It did a good job. It had a good success going on. But you want to get rid of it for some odd reason. Nobody likes regular show anymore. Excuses, excuses. There are some people that don't like the show, which is fine. But do you really think everybody hates it? No, there's a lot of people that like it. So air it. Air it. It ain't hard to air the show. Air the older episodes. It's like, but then people are gonna make up excuses like, it's too old. It's too old. This show's not even that old. It came out in 2009. Well, actually, it was released in 2010. The pilot came out in 2009. But, sure, the later seasons were not doing so great, but this show is actually pretty decent. I'm just saying. Sure, some of the jokes were annoying, but it don't matter. This show is actually pretty good. But yeah, that's why regular show got canceled. This is facts. I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. It's kind of sad. Are they gonna do it again with another show? Probably. And Adventure Time is next, babies. Which I feel bad for that show too. But this is my rant. What are your thoughts? Do you want a regular show back? I doubt they'll bring it back. I bet they'll just reboot the shit, which I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe.